programming.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
We've started the quarter with a good old maintenance cycle. I think these past 4 weeks, everybody's built up some good strength.
Yep.
We've seen some good numbers on the in-body scan. We've slowed things down a lot. And we have some things to look forward to. What are we doing next 4 weeks or next 8 weeks? What do you think?
We got the 4th week coming up.
4th week is next week.
And then we jump into 8 weeks.
And then we jump into another 8 weeks of we're going to
mix it up a little bit more.
Let's go
More
down.
like
Let's go down the line. Monday.
All right, so Monday, that's going to stay where it's at.
We're switching to back squats.
Yeah, we're switching to back squat, but it'll stay as our
The
strength
format.
day.
Yeah,
But we're
format
saying,
will
like,
stay
let's
the
go
same.
moving specific.
Back squat
So,
with seated box jump.
back squat, complemented seated box jump.
Love that.
Same rev scheme as not for the seated box jumps, but for the squats. So we're
Okay.
sticking 5s to 3s. So that's
5s to
our
3s.
power day.
And then Tuesday has been our upper body
Strength.
in a Metcon-ish kind of way, but getting ready.
We'll keep that.
And
We'll start mixing in shoulder press.
But I guess the
massage
reason
and
why we're
bench.
working the strict gymnastics specific
in
right now.
the conditioning
in
is
the
for
conditioning
Murph.
is for Murph.
Correct.
Yeah.
For Murph. Do strict push-ups, the hand release push-ups, the strict pull-ups. We've been building. Right now, it's going to stay like 10 to 12. Let's build like a tolerance.
Yeah.
And then start messing around with Cindy rounds. So you're already breaking things down more specifically into how you want to do Murph.
So basically what
we
you're
get closer.
saying is accumulate the strict work, accumulate more volume over time, and then after a little bit of time, we put it in a more like Metcon, more
Metcon
swingy kind of
pace.
way.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the purpose here is to build the strength while still huffing and puffing,
Yeah.
and then get more into the dynamic part of the more kipping pull-ups and things like
Yeah,
that. to make
exactly.
sure shoulders are
Yeah.
healthy, movement quality is beautiful, and then when we get to the things that are more like swingy, people are healthy for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Murph is what day?
Memorial Day Murph,
we
which
get a
is
month
gonna
and day?
be stand by.
I'm
on
horrible with that. And
It's all
birthdays.
good.
Sorry,
I had a
Dad.
calendar
Sorry, Dad.
open exactly
For the past 2
these
years.
kinds of
26.
questions. There you go.
April 26th?
We are in April 17th,
But-
and
May 26th. So
We got a
we're
month and
talking
change.
like
Plenty
6
of
weeks-ish from now, we're going to hit Murph.
Yeah, so Murph hits like in the sweet spot of the next 8
right, so
weeks.
priming right now
Yeah.
is
We already
Beautiful.
started building for Murph on week 1 of these current 4 weeks. That's
Sure.
why the strict pull-ups has been there.
And then going on to Wednesday, we keep the cleans,
Yeah,
obviously.
which ends up also being the highest intensity day of the week, which is our second power day.
Are we changing any complex? Are we doing, is there like a goal to the 8 weeks as far as like clean and jerks or 1 rep max? Or
Max a clean again. Hopefully more folks are squatting the clean.
Yeah.
But either way, power cleans are looking better because of the focus on squatting during the technique portion.
Yeah.
It's been a big mixed conditioning day, even though it's like a lifting day.
Mhm.
But these 4 weeks have been using the technique portion to build up to the weight
Of
that we're just
heavy
going to
work
keep
now.
revving.
yeah.
It hasn't really been super heavy.
I've been loving the tempo too.
Yeah, keep things going, keep people moving. Now, towards the end of the next 8 weeks, we'll bring it down and work to a heavy single. But it's a great day to keep the Metcon going.
100%.
But no, we're not going to put the jerk in there because we have an overhead strength day that's
right.
going to be butted up right up against it on Tuesdays. So
Okay.
that'll be that. Thursdays,
High rocks.
yeah, the more cyclical high rocks day, the less exercise high rocks day, because we still have exercising left to do.
Yeah. I guess what that means you were saying before is that the high rocks, being that it's so many movements, so many movement patterns, it messes up with your planning for the week. So it limits the amount of movements that you can do the next day because we also have the Saturday high rocks.
Yeah, and you just worked really hard for 3 days.
Yeah.
That's run, sled drag, machines, keep it aerobic, but it gives eccentrics, like, you're not really going to throw a bunch of wall balls in there and stuff
Right.
like that. We do them on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Something like that.
One thing that we say a lot, concentric and eccentric. And you have the term, I know, stamped in your mind. Can you define those? Just because we say it so many times, concentric versus
Just
eccentric.
let the people know.
We just talked
Let
a
the
lot of
people
wall
know.
ball, right? That's simple. Squat. So the way down would be the eccentric. So like when we squat on Mondays, it's a 2 down. That's the down. No matter how the exercise starts, that's where people get confused.
Yeah.
Because you pull a deadlift first, but the eccentric happens
Starts from the
second. Yeah. So you got to get to the top. Pull up, same thing. Starts with the concentric.
Yeah.
So the eccentric isn't always first, but it's the coming down.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that tends to make you sore.
Yeah.
Something has a lot of eccentric repetitions, especially if
Or
you're having
tempo
to
in the
really
eccentric.
resist against the eccentric repetition.
Basically, I guess the eccentric what you're saying is like you're resisting gravity.
Yeah, you're fighting gravity. It
That-
doesn't
yeah.
have to be slow
And
like
then
wall balls.
The
Where
control.
wall balls can get you real sore because every time you catch that thing, you got to slow it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's really more like decelerating that makes you sore.
Okay, that's a good one to put
I
in
like that,
mind.
yeah.
Decelerating.
So we try to at least give it a day where it's like, hey, we can breathe, we can huff and puff, but let's avoid
So-
these decelerating things so that tomorrow we can still lift weights. And you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
you know?
if eccentric is decelerating,
Concentric is accelerating.
would be the acceleration out of the breath.
Yeah.
That explosive.
And if okay,
We try to use a lot of that on power days.
yeah,
Hence med ball slam, right?
Yes.
The fastest part is the oomph down.
I don't know, but have
The
you
front
seen my
squat, the
med ball
fastest
slam?
part is the up.
I've been like burning the tips of my
I
fingers.
don't know.
Look, it's so.
I don't
weird.
have fingertips.
Yeah, it's like I've been.
Actually,
And Alpha
yeah.
said you're putting a lot of English in that one.
Yeah, because I'm trying to spin the ball. So luckily, it was just during the first 3 weeks because week 4, we'll go for a heavy 5 on the front squat, and then let's just go for a heavy 5. We need to mix them up
Oh.
with slam balls, but it's right on time.
Are we
'cause
calling it a
there's-
5-rep max?
Yes, there's slam ball guts. Like I think people are stronger than the slam balls were built for.
Yeah, I think so
because
too.
there was
I
sand.
Pop.
There's sand on the floor.
There's been a couple of them.
Great.
Yeah, so
Cool.
they're
Insert-
going back into the cardio land for now. No more slam balls for strength because we just don't have the budget for it, guys. Sorry. But luckily, we got through the 3 weeks that were planned out.
How many do I have to buy?
No,
The good news is that y'all are
Slam
getting
ball
strong as hell.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what's interesting is because I like when I take the classes in the morning. Like I was doing a slam the other day, and I heard the distinctive pop of one of the balls while I was doing it, and I was like, "There goes another, like another."
well, 3 weeks of slam balls.
I'm like-
claimed.
So many doorstops.
I'm pretty sure it claimed 1 ball a week.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then I'm in the office the other day, and I see this guy kicking over a ball and taping it. And I was like, "Fuck." Another.
Yeah,
It's like
so
65 plus
Sorry.
65 plus.
that's okay. Those are going to be
But
replaced by
these
seated
guys
box
are gonna be
jumps.
mad explosives.
Yes.
Yeah. Just watch this box.
They jump off the line.
Cool. I love it that everyone's talking about coaching, and I'm here just doing like logistics and financial. Like, you know, keep talking. What do I need to?
What wall balls? How much a wall ball cost?
I just replaced all these med balls. Shit.
Yeah, so no more of that.
Oh my
guys.
god.
No more of that. Okay, so we got through Thursday. We got Friday. Right now has been our
Opposite of Monday.
opposite of Monday. So hypertrophy. I have such a hard
That
time.
should be an
saying
album
that.
name. Sorry. Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. Yeah.
It's a hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. That percher part is where
Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. Hypertrophy.
okay. Yeah.
Is it an
there you go.
excited trophy?
Lower body hypertrophy.
Gives you lots of
Hypertrophy.
trophies. It's hyper, not hypo.
Yes.
It gives you lots of trophies.
Lower body hypertrophy. Trophy.
Yeah.
trophies.
After that push press session.
Yes.
And then we get the upper body power. Okay.
But for the upcoming 8 weeks,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna make that a second strength day. So it'll be the lower body strength day because we got bench and shoulder press on Tuesday,
What's it going to be?
and then deadlifts. Deadlifts.
Marco, did you hear that?
Yo, now I need new plates too. Great.
Steely's.
Gotta get the thinner plate.
Steely's
Marco's
Stevie.
bending the bar and slamming everything, and
And it'll flow like Tuesday. Let's turn around and mix it up. Do a Metcon.
He's been on High Rocks Day anyway.
Yeah. So did you guys notice something across the first 4 weeks?
tell me your dirty little
Between-
secrets.
Wednesday and Thursday?
Wednesday.
So the intervals have matched, but with a different like energy system.
See, this is
Every single
and
week.
That's the reason why
So,
I call him the mad
Week
scientist.
1, you guys did EMOMs, and week 2, they were both 2-minute rounds. This was 3-minute rounds, but they were like completely different from each other because yesterday felt nothing like today. So
Is anyone else going on their phone
yeah.
right now? And
Yo,
looking up?
everyone's like trying to.
Everything has a you'll see. Oh, there's a hey. So
Guys,
you
I have
already
a
know what
confession.
we're leading to there.
Confession?
I had
What's
to.
up?
I have a confession.
What's up?
The other day, I made the workout big because somebody was struggling to see
Zoomed in.
the strength. So I zoomed in. Right. This is 5 a.m. I'm doing it. Somebody started squinting, and I made the strength part bigger so they could see it, and I was like, perfect. So then I get to the conditioning piece, and I'm like, all right, guys, it's going to be this, 10, 10, 20, 20, 20, whatever. By 6, 7, 8 o'clock, oh no, 5, 6, 7, 7 o'clock, one person goes, yo, are we going to do the sit-ups?
Oh, because it was too zoomed in.
In the middle of the workout. And I'm like, no, bro, we're not doing shit. I committed, and that was it. It's done. He's like, I'm going to do the sit-ups.
We cut it off earlier.
And I was like, bro, nobody at 5 told me. Nobody at 6 told me. Nobody at 7 corrected me. I'm like, you're the only person in this whole entire gym that has actually looked at the workout on their phone and said something.
That's funny.
And
That
then-
makes sense now.
Yes.
Because like,
Nobody
I
was
commented
sore.
something about sit-ups, and they're like, looked
What's
at me like,
sit-ups?
what is this man talking about? I got the, what are you talking about sit-ups face? I'm like,
Dude.
Yeah,
you were
damn.
here yesterday.
5,
and
6, and 7.
Hey, bro.
But guess 8 and 9, they got sit-ups.
All right, guys, today we got some sit-ups on the board.
I went zoom out, and then, yeah, that was great.
And
Good
do all
good
the
time.
sit-ups.
Thanks, guys. We mess up too, okay? We mess up too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the flow for the 8 weeks.
Pretty excited about that.
And still variety in there, obviously. You
Ton.
know, variety always happens
Ton.
in the Metcon. Consistency in the warm-ups always is like the place where we can throw in accessories and force you to repeat them. I worked at places in the past where it's like you put all this time into writing accessory work for the end of the workout. And we would maybe cycle, hey, you do this phase,
And then
you
nobody
do
does
this
it.
phase. And yeah, nobody
Does
does.
it.
Just walk out the
They walk out the
door
door,
and you
like, "I'm
get
at workout,
a
bro."
handful of people throughout the entire morning
So
that
you
did
just
it.
need to get into warm up.
So it's like you might as well.
Yeah.
Even if you end up doing it lighter than you would have otherwise done it,
Yeah, like,
you don't want to do something that's going to overly fatigue you
Yeah.
for the workout. But
Because sometimes
Hands-
hands for a workout, like whenever I'm not in a class, like I just grab a barbell,
I do
empty
the
barbell.
same
I
thing.
do every single little type of hinge and squat and
Yeah.
all that. It's just in the you do more of the movement at a light weight. That makes
simple
I like that.
warm-ups, but you're going to do them for at least a month at a time.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
yeah.
I like it a lot because anytime,
then-
like, accessory work is probably one of the most important things, regardless. And, like, anytime we put accessory work at the end of the workout, boom,
It
everyone
gets-
just walks out. I'm done with my workout. Cool. High five, give me my towel, and I'm out. And you're like, but this is, like, actually really important to complement the goal of what we're
Yeah.
doing here.
And then on the other
I
end,
love that.
you try to be like, man, I don't want people to get bored. So you throw a lot of variety into the warm-up. Great. But the problem is you did this cool drill that can help you out with your lift, or you're doing this accessory. One day, 3 sets, 10 reps isn't going to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to repeat it and
Yeah.
repeat it. If it's a drill for a lift,
I love that.
it needs to change the way you lift. You can't just do that with 30 reps. It's
Yeah.
going to take maybe like 3,000.
That's cool.
It's the
And
same thing
it's
with
super
this little
important.
rotator thing you're doing. Oh, you did that one time.
Yeah,
Great.
that's like Olympic lifts. You do it once and you're like,
Come on
well,
in.
this
Do it
doesn't
again,
really
do
work.
it again, do it again.
But the importance of explaining why we're doing it is going to be beneficial for the member to accept it.
Yeah.
Because if we're just, they're doing the same thing every day and they're not understanding the why, they're like,
The
And you're like,
why and what's coming up next.
yeah, why and what's coming up next.
What we're preparing.
Trust me, just be quiet. You're always going to have your handful of people that are always going to trust you and just like, whatever you say goes and it is what it is. I just do what you tell me. And they see the benefit and they see the rewards to that. But explaining that to newer people who are, it's really the newer people.
Now, going off of the
Yeah.
repetition and consistency thing, these skills that we put into class that people look at and they're like the sexy skills, like double unders or like a kipping pull up or even like a strict pull up in general. Going off of that consistency idea, we have watched, and Cass has done this before, we have watched Emily every single day head outside with a rope. And in the beginning, she was the clunkiest jumper that you would see trying
Jump?
to do a double
Stomps.
Stomps.
It's considered a jump.
Bro, I would say more than a month already of
Yeah,
her
let's just
heading
get on it.
outside.
It's been a minute, yeah.
And the consistency, first off, the consistency of this girl doing this woman,
Every day.
sorry, doing this every single day is phenomenal and like pretty impressive because even I was like, take a day, do it tomorrow, bro.
Dude, the other day she
And
came
then-
straight from the airport.
And then all of a sudden she's just, and the beautiful double unders are coming out.
Yeah.
It's the consistency,
do it
the
every day.
repetition, and the not even just the consistency, the persistency.
Yes.
She is so persistent with it. And if you really want that skill, if you really want a strict pull-up,
Yeah,
you
but
think
it's
that
not-
one day of your banded pull-ups that we tell you not always do, that you want to do, and then you come up to me and say, hey, it's been 3 years, I don't got a strict pull-up. I'm like, how many times have you practiced?
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's
to
like,
get-
yeah. And another one for the strict pull-up example specifically, I always bring up Jamie. Jamie when we were at the old location. Jamie, after class, would just stick herself in a corner
Yep.
for like next 3 months and just do negatives and holds and scap pull-ups and negatives and holds and scap pull-ups and every day.
and
And
it's-
it's like, Jamie, it's
I love
annoying
watching
and boring,
Jamie.
but keep at it, girl. And then one day you just hear a little squeak in the back of the room. And she got up for the pull-up. It took 3 months of every other day working on it.
Aaron's on that
So,
trail right now.
Aaron's on, bro. She is like,
She's right there.
Aaron.
Yeah, right there.
And the point is, if you would like to develop a new skill, if you find something sexy, be annoyingly persistent at it.
Yeah.
Be curious. Go learn. Do some research. Ask a coach, but don't come up to a coach after 3 months of being here
Yeah.
and you doing just the classes. And I haven't got my pull-up yet.
No, especially our programming is GPP. It's general. If you're trying to get one specific skill, like you have
Yeah.
to put in the time for that one specific skill. Like you're not going to learn that one thing. We would have to program for you for the, it's not going to happen. So you do the work and you get your little skill thing going on.
100%. And if there's something specific, like I was talking to a member yesterday, what do I do to keep my legs? And I don't know about the cleans. Just don't do the cleans. Come to the side.
Yep.
And do some legs.
Yep.
Don't overthink it. You don't have to do everything that we have here. Everyone's
Yeah.
different. It's GPP. We give you a general program to build your fitness in a very broad and balanced way. But if there's something that you specifically want to do, you'll get a little imbalanced. You might not be better at the cleans, but if you want a bigger booty, you can head that way. You
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
get a bigger
Yeah.
booty.
Yeah, like all the
Look,
girls in the
the
morning, they go straight to the other side and they
Mhm.
start doing their little thrusty thingies.
Well, for
and
example,
yeah.
we have a weightlifter in the house. His name is Lucas.
Who got hit
And
in the head with a rock today?
we won't talk about that. So he was doing classes, developed a general basis of his strength, grew up doing
I know.
classes all of a sudden, and then
feel
got
great.
interested in weightlifting. What did Jacob do? Now he heads to the room where the
Lucas.
classes are being done. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
gonna go
Lucas.
specialize. Yeah.
And he's specializing in weightlifting, and
Yep.
that's okay. Sometimes he'll jump in and do a kipping pull up. It was like, hey, I'm strong, I still have it, but he has the goal, so he does that more times, and he's very persistent.
I think people think fitness is like linear and like it's not. Like
it's
you,
just one thing.
yeah, it does this. Sometimes you're more into one skill or you just got to stay consistently in the gym, like trust the process. For me, our programming, like I just trust it. So guess what? Sometimes I'm not feeling it and sometimes not feeling in the sense that when I show up, it's going to be light. And I understand I'm strong, but like I'm into running right now and I'm just going to go through the motions, keep my strength, keep my skills, try as hard as possible. But like, fitness is this. Sometimes you're like really on, sometimes you're hit or miss, and just trust the process and trust the gym, trust the
Mhm.
programming, trust Alf.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
trust the programming.